6:17. We're right back here on this President's Day in the heart of the Riverbend. And Kalli, Erwin hanging out with me today. I mean, come on, guys. It's almost time. We're almost out of February. I know. I got a lot of city miles on this face this morning, but I'm serious about it. We got a couple of months until spring is going to start hitting us right in the face. And I thought, what better time to start talking about organizing and kind of reinventing our own space that we live in than talking to Just Right Organizing. How are we doing today?
I'm doing good. CJ, how are you?
I am hanging in there.
Good.
And, it's so funny because I was at the trivia night on Saturday and was going through some of the silent auction items and right over there, Just Right Organizing. And how cool is that? Were you at the trivia night?
I actually wasn't at the trivia night.
I was looking. I couldn't see. I wanted to make sure. So how, which is cool that you were, supporting that, which is awesome. But take us through this. Okay. This is a really awesome company, a really awesome organization with great services. When did you start this process?
So I've been organizing for friends and family my entire life, and it's a really big thing to me. So for 15 years, I've been a guidance counselor. And to be a guidance counselor, high school guidance counselor, you have to be super, super organized. Otherwise,
a little bit.
Yeah, otherwise your life is pretty miserable. So it's definitely my thing, and I was born with it, I feel like. And so I've always done it naturally for people. And I was just at a point in my life where I'm like, I think I need a career change,
Yeah.
So I just had this huge moment. It's in my car. I feel like those moments are like always in our vehicles. I had this moment where I was like, wait a minute, if I could for a living help people declutter and organize their spaces and get that feeling that you get at the end of that process, and just how much easier life is. So I did a lot of praying on it. I talked to mentors and friends on it, and they're like, well, if you want to do it, just go for it. So I had to put my resignation in. Been in schools for 15 years, so that's
scary.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really scary. I mean, we're talking a for real career change here.
Right? Yeah, for real. So since October, I started my business in October.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've done I've done pantries, home offices, spare rooms is a really big thing. Yeah.
Don't even get me started on that. I got some. Don't even worry. We're just getting this interview going. This was an interview for I might not be feeling the best today, but I do know that I need this service big time. Yeah. So you're starting with pantries and a few things?
Yep.
Take us through. Yep. So what was the first call?
My first call was a girlfriend who, she's a professional in our area, and she had moved a couple years ago. And she said, can you please just come do my home office? And so there's all different styles of clients, right? So she's one of those more extreme hands-off. Here's what I need. Of course, you do need the client to go through the declutter process with you. So we did get rid of a lot of stuff. And then I just kind of took the reins from there. And that was the picture of here's her before and after.
Yeah. Well, and I should have asked you to send me the email of it
I didn't
because
think of that.
We would have thrown it on the screen. But I'm telling you guys, first of all, the bookshelf was slanting because of how much junk was on it. And I'm not picking on you. Hey, you should see my...
She just threw it on there.
Yeah, you should see my car. It is not beautiful right now or my office. But I can tell you what, you take what? How long did that take you to do?
That took the whole room was, I would say, about 5-6 hours total. Because it was a catch-all room. It was just that room that collected everything.
Oh, like the drawer, too.
Yes, yes.
Now, that's another question. No. But in all seriousness, so take us through your process. So if I call you, what's step one to kind of like seeing it? Is it matching to see if you're a right fit for that client, too? Is that a big component?
Because I have a really specific personality. I'm pretty energetic and motivated, and I try to add humor. Yeah. And people are in a really vulnerable spot normally when they ask for help. Yeah. For the most part. Some people are like, oh, yeah, just come help me. But a lot of women, it's mostly women. Generally women are at a point in their lives where they're like, you know what? I've tried to keep up on this. I've tried to do, and I just can't do it myself. I just need help. So you kind of have to like drop your pride and ego,
right?
To reach out for a service like this, to be honest. But you call or you set up a consultation. So I do a phone consultation. Normally, I like some pictures so we can actually have something to talk about. And I will say, okay, what's your vision? And if you could wave a magic wand, what would happen to your space? And so that's why I named my business Just Right Organizing, because I wanted to let people know I'm not Marie Kondo. Marie Kondo is like minimalist, and it's like a super specific way of organizing. I meet people where they're at because it's unrealistic to think that everyone is the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because it's such a vulnerable thing. Anyway, so, we talk about what your vision is and what your style is. So some people, we talk about like if you're a I'm still learning some of these things too, like teaching myself, but sometimes you're a macro organizer, sometimes you're a micro organizer. Macro organizers, they just want everything in the closet and around the same space just so they know where to go get it. Micro organizers, and I'm a little bit more like that, we want it in a specific container, in the closet, in the basket.
Right.
So I meet your style because when I leave, you're the one who's going to have to maintain this.
Exactly. It's not like they can call you every week and go, hey, I kind of had a little bit of an issue.
Yeah.
It makes so much sense. And so when you're doing this, I'm sure that you've run into folks that hate throwing things away.
Yeah,
and
it's a process.
We have a couple of people that watch this show every day that I'm just going to throw out there that have the same issue. But it really is. And because I went through this too, because anyone that knows, I'm a clutterer. It seems like it's not like there's a bunch of trash everywhere, but there's just a bunch of stuff. Well, the sentimentals too. It's like, I had all these animal I was a weird kid, okay? We would go out west and I would take, we'd go buy all these animal statues. I liked animals. I don't know why, but I have like 80 of these things now.
Oh,
and
cool.
They collect dust, and then I found another collection. And I mean, that's a whole thing because actually, and I don't know if I should even say this, but when I worked over across the river, Jennifer Blum and I had the time of our lives because we were the same way. We just collect.
Yep.
And now I got all these Christmas things, and it's all piling up and staring at me.
Well, yeah, the minute someone knows you're collecting something, they're like, oh,
here,
CJ, I gotta get it for him.
Yeah, and then, or they're like me and go, I really need to get rid of some of this. I found something the other day that was just perfect for you, and I stopped buying. But do you go through that with folks that they just hate throwing things away? Now, is that something you do where you kind of say, hey, let's...
Yeah, I'm a licensed counselor, so
that's cool.
And I'm leaving that field, but then again, I get to use those strengths that I have to meet people where they're at and to walk through like the feelings that go with some of these things. So I know for me, like what I try to do is, let things go at their own pace.
Yeah,
kind of thing, and then just celebrate little victories. Say you have 100 of these collectibles, but there's a few that just aren't as cool as the other ones. If you get rid of, if you rehome 3 of them, and then trying to stress that too. So what I'm working on right now is developing a list on my website where people can feel good knowing that their things that they don't want in their home anymore can go to another place. So, like the 5As, Beverly Farms, Goodwill. So whatever kind of like attachment you have to certain charities that need these donations, I will take it there for you so that you can know, well, at least the things that don't really have a home in my home anymore, at least they're going towards a good cause.
Right. Well, and too, it's even better with you taking them sometimes because I think, in that car ride up there, it's like, well, I was going to give this away, but then I bought 3 more items that I saw while I was looking around.
Yep.
So have there been like really bad cases? I'm sure you don't do like the hoarding or anything, right?
No,
that's
not
a little
yet.
too much.
Yeah,
not yet.
Yeah, not right now.
Okay.
Not right now. Yeah.
Stay tuned. But
I'm still learning. I'm going to teach myself like the niches.
Well,
yeah.
I just think it's so cool because you're a licensed counselor. I mean, you're able to really work with somebody and not just go, well, it's going, and you're able to talk to us a little bit.
Yeah.
What do you think in terms of just your experience so far? How has that helped you?
It's been super helpful just knowing that there's so much that goes beyond, just collecting things or not being able to get rid of things. People, so like I use the example, I was super close with my grandma. We lost her a few years ago, right? And I have some paintings that she did. I have what I've read up on it is if you have a couple of their, previous possessions or things material things that make you think of them, good memories, whatever, then those are enough. Like you don't have to keep everything else. They would be okay with you letting that go. And if they wouldn't, and it's causing unmanageability in your life via too many things in your house, then you just need to make that decision. But that's totally up to you kind of thing. Right. So my prized possession for my grandma is this heart paperweight. It's super simple. I'd probably die if it ever got broken, so I take care of it. But I have it at work, and I get to look at it every day. And so anytime I come across other things for my grandma, I'm like, well, I do have the heart paperweight, and I have a couple other things from her. It's okay, Kalli,
Right.
So it's tough.
Well, and it is, and see, that's a whole nother thing, and I'm sure that's something you've run into quite frequently. Is that kind of well, I have this, but we went on this trip together, and he had that jacket on, or she bought me that there. What are some of the is that one of the hardest parts of the job, or what is the hardest? Because this is really a fascinating thing.
Another hard part is like the physical and emotional toll it takes going through the process. So and that's why I think the service is so awesome, is I don't have an emotional tie to any of these things, but the person I'm working with does. And so at the end of it, I'm still like, ready to go. And they're just beat. They are like worn down because it's so many decisions. So we call it decision fatigue. Yeah. So that's why I only do like 3, maybe 4-hour sessions.
Well, it's overwhelming after a while, isn't it?
Yeah.
And so does it matter how big the room is? Like, is there a point like the huge, because I'm just imagining, so I have seen a few folks, I am being nice today. I'm not feeling good. I'm not calling anybody out, but I have seen the basement. I have seen them, and they are just a whole nother
catch-alls. Yeah.
I mean, it's the kitchen drawer times 1,000 down there.
I know.
Do you take on that?
Yeah, I have a picture of a woman's. Which one was that? Okay, so this was her laundry room that just ended up being a catch-all.
And see, that's the thing that, so many people like me, that's kind of what a lot of our rooms look
normal.
like.
It's typical.
You guys can't see it, but the run-of-the-mill laundry room, the catch-all where you have things hanging up, stuffed animals, boxes, Christmas decorations if you're CJ that you don't know where you're going to use them for. So is when you go in there, so you sit there, you consult with us on the phone, and then what's the next step?
The next step is scheduling an appointment.
Okay.
I try to do a 3-hour minimum just to make it worth everyone's time.
Gotcha.
Because I feel like that's like the minimum that you can really make an impact. And of course, I want to make an impact. I want people to say like, wow, this has been so helpful. I need you back, So I get to the home. We try to just, normally the person will give me a tour, let me know their thought process. And I really run with their ideas. Now, unless every now and then I get someone who's like, I have no clue what I want to do. But normally women, it's mostly women, normally women, they know exactly what they want to do. And I just support them in making that happen.
That's really interesting. Yeah. So now here's where I'm at, because I don't know what I want to do. Yeah. I just know I'll be the guy that is the most difficult, because I'm going, hey, whatever works, know?
Yeah.
How do you kind of manage those type of clients over the ones that have an idea?
Yeah,
that's a tough one,
right? And that was this is one of my good girlfriends, but that's what I kind of got to do in this process, but it's not very typical, where she said, listen, this office just needs some work. We quickly moved in. That's one common theme for sure, is people who have either lived somewhere for a long time and stuff is just accumulated, or they moved and just threw everything into a room and haven't had the time to go through it. So first step is to get rid of everything, take everything out of that room. And so one of the suggestions is, we didn't do that. We just threw everything on the floor.
Right.
But it's all right there. And then we had to decide, what are we going to rehome? What are we going to throw away? What stays in this room? Because you can't really do organizing until you know what you're working with.
Well, exactly, and that's a whole nother ball game too. Yeah. Now, how do personality, and with your counseling years, I love asking you this. Yeah. How do personality types affect the job?
Oh my goodness. I just kind of feel it out, because I think that some people are like, oh yeah, no, almost, I would say every other job, I go to throw something away, and then I think to myself, like, an example recently was a ribbon. I keep ribbons myself because you can just put them on a gift and make it cute for cheap.
So not like competition ribbon. We're just talking
like
gift wrapping.
Just like a cute little gift wrap ribbon. But I went to throw it away. I was like, hold up. I need to ask the person. So like I asked them for, it has to be super expired for me to throw it away on my own. And that's where that support comes in. But okay, so there's all different personalities, right? And some people, I've had a woman tell me, she's like, I need you to hold me accountable. I have too much of this certain, type of material thing, and I need you to hold me accountable. I'm like, all right, let's do this. Like, hopefully you don't get mad at me, but that's what I'm there for.
Right.
So one example is I helped a woman with her craft room, and it took us 4 hours Yeah, and because it was a situation where she'd moved quickly,
Right.
Just threw everything into the craft room. It was kind of a catch-all room, too.
Right, and that is a whole. When you said craft room, I'm going,
I know.
oh,
And everything is so tedious.
Yes.
Everything's so small, and yeah. So, but she said, "I want you to hold me accountable." I was like, "Okay, I will."
That's fantastic. And I mean, so I'm thinking about, because there's so many projects I got to get started. And I know so many of you know I've been picking on you guys a little bit. My regulars is what I call you, the ones that always use the text line that, keep up with me after the show. But, so many times, we're at this point where March hits and all of a sudden it's like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
What next?
Yeah.
Like, what are we going to do here? We got this laundry room that needs to be figured out. This garage is a mess. This terrible. So what is the best step, do you think, for us? Because I know there's so many like me going, where do I start?
Yep.
What's the best way to start with you?
Yep. So just book a call.
Okay.
And then if you can send me some pictures before, that's good. And then in the call, kind of get a feel for what you're picturing, and then give some solution ideas that I would have, and then maybe give you. I'm still learning how to guess on time frames.
Yeah.
But even if you've been doing this for a long time, you don't know what's in drawers.
Yeah.
Like you can see a room and you don't know what's behind certain, nooks and crannies, whatever. So I try to make life simple, and I just go by 3-hour sessions. Like I can help you 3 or 4 hour sessions, however many that takes.
I like that.
And then a lot of people want, it depends. Some people want that accountability in between. So when I'm done with a session, if we've talked about any products, so my session fee includes the free consultation, time on site.
Okay.
And then if you mention any products or any ideas throughout the session, I do a post-session notes, and I do all these links on Walmart, Target. I find the cheapest of the cheapest, but good quality. And so I have a whole spreadsheet with, like different categories. And I send you that, and I send you a little to-do list. If you want to do that to-do list between the time we met and the next time we're going to meet, you can. If not, who cares? It's not a big deal. Not everyone has time.
I like it.
Yeah.
I just want to point out here, I was laughing a little bit ago, like 10 seconds ago, because I was going to type in your website, and I typed in time on site because I was just like, it's been one of those mornings. So how many rooms will you help us with? Is there any like where you go, hey, I'm not touching that one?
Not yet. Not that I found yet.
They just said, we'll see.
I have had people say, I don't know if you're going to want to come back. I'm like, no, this is my thing. I love this.
And that's another thing.
The messier, the better for me, because that before and after is just like heaven.
Well, and you need to really love this to do it. Because, I mean, we've all tried this before thinking, this is going to be a spotless house this April, and we try, all these things that, we go and we look at the same things that you're teaching us. But if you don't have somebody that's motivated behind you to help kind of get through it.
Yeah.
If you're like me, you're throwing in the towel.
I
Week
know.
2.
And it's your thing, so you can get distracted. I don't get distracted by your things.
You're right.
Now put me on my own project.
Right. Well, that's a whole nother point that I didn't even think about, because, you're going through a box or, whatever, and you see something.
Let me take a picture and send it to someone.
Oh, and then they call you on the phone. I know. So, but you're right. You don't have that.
No.
This is cool. I am
cool.
picking up what you're putting down now.
Cool.
I am really feeling this. Okay. So what, we have a couple of minutes left, and I'm getting distracted. So what are some big things that we need to talk about that we haven't yet?
Yeah. One thing I want to start taking on is garages.
Okay, thank you, because I got worried to ask you the G word, because that gets nasty.
Yeah, because I love getting dirty. I love getting sweaty. And I love that, just the before and after, just knowing that you're making such an impact. And it's such physical work. So right now I'm taking on anything, and I'm trying to hone my niche, like just to
figure it out.
Yeah, because I'm like, I love doing this, but I love doing this. I'm not going to tell people, or, you're supposed to be starting to like hone it in and really, go towards a certain market. I love all of it right now. So, anyway, garages are something that I'm looking into picking up.
Doesn't matter what size of garage.
No, I don't think so. Well, I actually I have a couple good girlfriends and one family member who have asked me, who've said, if you ever, I've always wanted to do this too, if you ever need help. So I don't have any employees myself.
Right.
But I do have people willing to put in at least a few hours on a Saturday or Sunday to to have that like
is so
double
cool.
manpower. Yeah.
That is so cool. I'm telling you shouldn't have said the garage thing.
Yeah.
You're going to be booking up now.
Yep.
Everyone at home's going, oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. Okay, so garages, but another thing I wanted to ask you about real quick, too, is your business organized? I mean, this is at a different level.
Yes.
Organizing our professional lives here a little bit. Take us through some of those services.
Okay. So I love paper management. If you have a business and you're like, we're just not flowing, you know, like we aren't able to find things, I can come in, outsider's perspective, and say, have you thought about this? Have you thought about this? And just like my method is like meeting people where they're at, their styles. So the business stuff, another thing I'm really good at is writing like policies and procedures and employee handbooks. And I've worked in education for so long.
Right. That's right. Perfect fit.
Yeah, that I get how brains work, and I get that we need visuals, and I get that you need accountability. So I actually wrote, my family has a business, and I wrote their, I'd say the majority of their policies and procedures.
Yeah.
And just constantly tweaking them and based on what they need, you know, because they're their own certain business. So I know that there's local businesses out there, like say you don't have the staff or the manpower or whatever, just to have someone come in, do an overhaul, like I said, with either written things or physical space.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's just, to me, is so cool because, like you said, it's that outsider's perspective because... And what I like is it's not like you're consulting because that's two different things. I truly believe. And by the way, I hate consultants. I really do. Like that's the one thing I will go nuts over every day. But this is a lot different than that because
it's hands-on.
it's a hands-on thing that you're going. No, let me guide you to this and let me. This is a huge service. I mean, I'm really excited about all you're working on here.
Good. So me too.
We're at this point. We've been talking. I told you for 12 minutes. We've been talking for like 24, 25. That's okay because I really want people to know about the services you provide because, number one, it's cool that you're already out there supporting, you know, the Alton Athletic Association and things because some people are in business for 20 years and don't. And that's not picking on them. It's just I think it's really important. And, you know, we're right here. It's like this is going to be your busy season, I think. We're going to get from March to August, and you aren't going to be able to talk to me on the phone. But I will be calling you in the meantime and going, hey, need some help over here.
Okay, cool. That sounds good.
On that note, what's the best way to reach you?
So my cell, well, actually, what's my work cell? Sorry, 618-702-9040. You could also shoot me an email at JR for Just Right. So JR Organizing with Kalli at gmail.com.
And then what's your website? Don't you have a website?
Yep, the website. So I still got the free one. So it takes a minute. Let me see. I always do the QR code. So that's why I don't ever have it written out. But it's justrightorganizing.wixsite.com. So it's WIXSITE.
Stay tuned. That'll shorten up soon.
Yeah. We're getting there.
Thank you so much. This is fun, and I will be giving you a call.
Yes, thank you.
9:40 on this President's Day in the heart of the River Bend. A quick break. We come right back for more of our daily show.